Welcome back. Today's video is going to be a buy this, not that, where I take 2 to 3 products that are very similar and I tell you which product is worth buying. We have a whole variety of categories that we're going to be going through today, so everything's going to be timestamped so you can skip to whatever you're interested in. So let's just go ahead and jump into the video. So the first category of products we're going to talk about today is SPF. Even though it is winter, you should be wearing SPF every single day. I have 2 very similar SPFs that are very expensive that we're going to be talking about. And the first one is the Kosas Dream Beam Comfy Smooth Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 40. And then we have the equally expensive RMS Supernatural Radiance Serum. I have it in the shade Light Aura. We're going to start by talking about this Kosas one first. I think the packaging is cute, but the problem is you can't really set it up, so it's just going to fall over. So that's just something to consider. We have like this little squeezy tube, and that is what the Kosas looks like, just squeezed out. This is the RMS. It has a nice flat bottom. It also comes in multiple shades, so you can find one that works a little bit better for your skin tone. It also has like a squeezy tube mechanism. Here is the Kosas, and this is the RMS. They are both going to give you a very glowy finish. However, here's what I have found out. The Kosas one doesn't lay as well under makeup as the RMS does. You're going to have some issues with pilling with the Kosas. I have had no issues with pilling, no issues with layering at all with the RMS. So my suggestion is to go with the RMS. It's also great that it comes in different shades so that you can get one that looks best with your skin tone. So highly recommend, even though it is very expensive. I love this and I use it almost every single day. We're going to go to like glowy base products. I have 5 products that we're going to talk about today. First, we have the OG, the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I have it in the shade 2. This is just a mini size. I'm going to give you like a little swatch of what this looks like. So here is a swatch. This is shade 2. It is definitely very skin-like. It is a great match. You definitely can see the reflection in this product. So I have the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter in the shade 1, and you can just see how incredibly dark this is. It is obviously very affordable. It has a Gigantor, look at this, a Gigantor applicator. I guess depending on how you're applying, that can be fine. I don't personally prefer it to be that big. So here we have the e.l.f. in shade 1, and this is just much more orangey toned, and this one is definitely more skin toned. So I don't really appreciate this kind of color. I definitely can see though, if you found a shade that works for you, that maybe you would wear this as a makeup product instead of a base. However, I'm not orange, so I don't appreciate that. Now this is from the brand Auric, which is Samantha Ravndal's line. It is the Glow Lust, and I have it in the shade Morganite. Now this product is different because it has a pump, which I like. So here is the Auric Glow Lust in the shade Morganite. You can tell this is a much lighter product. This is not something you're going to want to wear as a like makeup foundation. You're definitely going to want to wear a foundation over this. It is also much thicker. This product is much thicker than any of the other 3 we've swatched. Next we have the Valentino V Lighter. This is a face base and a liquid highlighter in one. It has a pump. Again, that is my preferred mechanism for this type of product. So this is the Valentino. As you can see, it is thick, kind of like the Auric Glow Lust. However, it has much more of a pink base. I think there might be another shade in this. It's also much more metallic. It's definitely got much more of that highlighter vibe. So if you're wanting very, very glowy, then that might be something you would be interested in. However, for me, I find that this is just a little too metallic to use all over the face. It's definitely better to be used strategically. Last, we have the Glowy Super Gel from Say. I have a mini size in the shade Star Glow. There is another shade of this, which is a little bit more bronzy. This one is going to be harder to see. You can see you still have that glow, but the formula is much, much thinner. So now we're going to talk about which product reigns supreme. Between the e.l.f. and the Charlotte Tilbury, I would prefer the Charlotte Tilbury. I think the colors are just a little bit more high-end, a little bit more nuanced, and it is just a better formula. I know this one is super affordable, but I would pick the Charlotte Tilbury over these two, but I would not pick the Charlotte Tilbury overall. We have the two thicker formulas. We have the Valentino and the Auric. If I were to choose between these two, I would definitely choose the Auric because it's not as glowy. However, I wouldn't choose either one of these either. My winner for this type of product is the Say product because it is just very thin. You can put it on, you don't feel like you're wearing a really thick layer. It's easy to mix in. You can use it as a highlighter. Just highly like this, and the small size was like $15 and it will last quite a long time. So the Say is the winner. We're going to do highlighters next. I have 3 highlighters that are very similar that I really love for different reasons. You probably wouldn't have thought to compare these. We have the Westman Atelier, we have the Victoria Beckham, and then we have the Merit. We're gonna start with swatching the Westman Atelier. This product is very glidey, very smooth. What's really nice about this is there aren't like glitter particles in it, but it does have a little bit of a color to it. We're not talking about a clear highlighter. Like this is very clearly kind of pinky purple leaning, and it is quite beautiful. It's one of my favorite highlighters of all time. This is the Victoria Beckham Reflect in the shade Pearl. It comes in this absolutely gorgeous component. It is a stick, kind of looks like a lipstick, but it's not. So this is the Victoria Beckham in Pearl. As you can see, the swatch does look very, similar to the product. Last, we have the Merit Highlighting Balm in the shade Kava. Last, we have the Merit Highlighting Balm in the shade Kava. So these are all 3 very, very different colors. However, these are all balmy highlights. Again, we have Westman Atelier in Lit, we have the Victoria Beckham in Pearl, and then we have the Merit in Kava. These are all very different colors, so you might like one or the other for the color alone. However, they're all highlighting balms. They all have the same texture and the same consistency. And if I had to pick one, I would pick the Merit. I really like the shade Kava just because it's going to go with more. Sometimes you don't want a pinky purple highlighter. And so this one is just a little bit more versatile, in my opinion. Lip oils have been super popular lately, and I have 3 here that I think are probably the most popular that you may be interested in hearing about. Of course, we have the Dior lip oil. We have the In Beauty lip glaze, which is not exactly an oil, but it's very similar. And then we have the NYX fat oil. And I tried to pick colors that were kind of similar. First, we have the Dior Lip Glow Oil. I remember when these were super popular, you couldn't hardly find them because they were always sold out. They got popular on TikTok. I have the shade Rosewood. You can see this is what the little applicator looks like. So here we have a swatch of Rosewood. You can see this is very, very sheer. You can see the pigment, but it is very thin. Okay, we have the In Beauty Glaze. I have it in the shade Candy Apple. This again has the very thick applicator. So here we have the shade Candy Apple. As you can see, this is sheer. In fact, it has less pigment than the Dior does. Last, we have the NYX Fat Oil in the shade Status Update. The applicator on this might be a touch smaller than the others, but it's, it's still kind of similar. Okay, so here we have all 3. We have the Dior, we have the In Beauty, and then we have the NYX. And you can tell that they're not very pigmented. Obviously, these 2 on the ends are more pigmented than the In Beauty. Let me tell you, the In Beauty smells amazing. However, if I was going to pick one, I'm picking the NYX just because the price is great. There is definitely a little bit more color payoff than the In Beauty. I just don't think that this is worth the price tag. Lip oils, when you think about them, may have been a little bit more last year, and this year has been the year of the lip treatment. I have a bunch of these. I have the Ole Henriksen, the Summer Fridays, the Road, and the Naturium. So we're going to start with the Summer Fridays. This is probably one of the more popular ones. This is one of the tinted colors, and I have it in the shade Brown Sugar. I'm going to show you the applicator. It is one of those like plastic applicators. So here we have the swatch of Brown Sugar. Okay, we're going to stay with the tinted ones. This is the Naturium Vital Glow Lip Balm in the shade Petal. It also has the little plastic applicator. So here we have Naturium's Petal. Now we have the Road Peptide Lip Treatment. It has also a plastic applicator. This is just clear, so it's going to be hard to see, but that is the Road. This is the one that people aren't really talking about. It's the Ole Henriksen Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. It is also clear. They came out with like a jam color for holiday, but it's limited edition. This one also has the same little plastic applicator, and it kind of has like a little bit of a color to it. It's kind of orange. So I don't know if you can see that. Can you tell this Ole Henriksen has just a touch of an orange tint to it? Okay, when it comes to the tinted versions, the Summer Fridays wins hands down just because it doesn't feel as goopy. It's easier to apply with precision, which is what you want if you're wearing something that has a tint to it. We have the Road and we have the Ole Henriksen. The Road is thinner. It's easier to wear like day to day as like a clear gloss if you're going out of the house. The Ole Henriksen is thicker and it's much more like a treatment. So when it comes to a lip treatment for my lips that is healing and nourishing, I actually prefer the Ole Henriksen. We're going to move into skincare products, and I have two barrier repair creams that I'm going to talk about. Two very popular and very different ones. We have the Road Barrier Cream, and then we have the Tower 28. We're going to talk about the Road one first. This was part of Hailey Bieber's original release from the Road line. It has one of these squeezy situations. Squeeze some out. So I'm just going to show you like just how thin this is, which is kind of interesting for something that's supposed to be for repairing your barrier. I do want to talk a little bit about the ingredients in here. Hailey Bieber's Road line has a ton of niacinamide in it, which is great for the skin. However, if you're sensitive to niacinamide, then you would definitely want to skip this one. But it is just very light. Look, like I have so much of it because it spreads out so well that I can do my whole entire arm. Now, this is the Tower 28 Daily Barrier Recovery Cream. This has been accepted by the Eczema Association. So if you have eczema, like this is a good option. I don't believe the Road one has any kind of certifications or anything like that. It also has like this like squeezy situation. And so now it's thicker than the Road, but it's definitely not like super, super thick. So they are very similar, and they're very similar in size. You actually get a little bit more in the Tower 28. However, here's what I'm going to say. Because niacinamide can cause reactions to certain people, if you're looking for a barrier restore cream and you have sensitive skin, go with the Tower 28. You're going to know that this is not going to cause any kind of reaction. The last skincare stuff we're going to talk about is Milky Toners. They have been really, really popular, and so I just decided to pick like two of the most popular, and we have the Laneige and then we have the Road Glazing Milk. We're going to start with the Laneige since it's been around the longest. It's probably the most popular. This is just a little mini size of the toner and moisturizer product. We have like this little kind of hole. Oh, look, that's how it's so watery that it just pours out. Okay, now that can be nice, especially if you're going to use like multiple layers of this toner, which is typical for Korean beauty brands. A lot of times they'll use a product like this like up to 10 times, like patting it into your skin. So it makes sense that this is very watery. Okay, next we're going to do the Road Glazing Milk. I remember when the ads came out about this, like she got roasted really badly. Anyway, it's also got this same hole. And we're going to show you how it comes out. As you can see, it's still runny, right? Because it is a milk. However, it's definitely more milk-like in consistency than like the Laneige product is. I'm going to shock everybody when I say that I actually prefer the Rhode, and it has a little bit more to do with the actual ingredients that are in the Rhode glazing milk versus the Laneige. This just works better for my skin. I find it just a touch more hydrating. I like that it is thicker than the Laneige because I don't want to put in multiple layers of this. I'd rather just go in with a thicker product. This works well with other skincare products. It works well with makeup. It's an absolute dream, if we're going to be completely honest. It's the best product from Rhode's line, hands down. The last section we're going to talk about is hair, and we're going to talk about specifically bond building treatments. These have been all the rage. There's more and more of them coming out. And so I have three pretty popular ones here. We have the original Olaplex number 3. This product is one that you actually apply in shower, so that's really important to note. We also have the L'Oreal Bond Strengthening Concentrate. This is a dupe for a higher end version from a brand that L'Oreal actually owns. This is also a pre-shampoo product. And then we have the K18, which is a post-shower leave-in product. The L'Oreal Bond Strengthening Concentrate, this product you use as a pre-shower treatment, and I absolutely hate this product, and I would not recommend it to anybody. It is extremely, extremely drying on your hair, and I say that as someone who has very oily scalp. So I wouldn't suggest this. If you're going to use this, you're going to definitely have to use a conditioner afterward. The Olaplex, which is also an in-shower product, does not leave your hair as dry. However, if you have fine hair, this is going to weigh it down. And as such, I wouldn't suggest this. My number one bond repair treatment is the K18 Leave-In Molecular Hair Repair Mask. Now, this does take a little bit of time to get used to because the process is different. However, I really enjoy this product. It does not weigh my hair down. It also has kind of like detangling properties. So if I know I'm going to be using this K18, I don't have to condition my hair in the shower. And so I don't have to worry about having too greasy of hair. So when it comes to a bond treatment, K18 all the way. Okay, so that was a long one. I hope you enjoyed this Buy This, Not That. If you have any other products that you would like me to talk about, go ahead and leave them in the comments. And until next time, bye.